There's a bridge to nothing. There's something you really want to get into. There's a bridge to nothing. There's something that you want to do. To all these dudes, they're into doom. You got more than enough headroom to grow that flower in that tomb. There's all these dudes that wanna do you. Like the flowers they bloom at midnight in the tomb. There's a bridge to nothing, and that's something you really wanna get into. There's a bridge to nothing, and that's something you really wanna do. They're all these nowhere dudes. They're all purveyors of doom. There's all these nowhere dudes. They're in the life soon. And they're all these broken home dudes. They know they're so lewd. They're all they get into. And someday you should never do. There's a bridge to nothing, and that's something that you're into. There's a tune for that something, but it seems that you're always out of tune. And there's a mood for something that you never should do, and that's what is something that's more than a purveyor of doom. And then all these dudes, they got more than enough headroom. There's something you should never get into unless you're a purveyor of doom. There's a bridge to nothing, and there's something you should never do. There's a bridge to nothing. And dudes are so out of tune, and there's a bridge to something, and that's nothing you really should do. And then all you dudes, believe in nothing, are so out of tune. All you dead end dudes, you're the purveyor of doom. All you dead end dudes, you got more than enough headroom on the flower that moves on your tomb. Are you dead in the dudes? There's more than enough room on your headstone, dude. Enough flower that blooms at midnight in the tomb. Yeah, all you dead in the dudes. So this is Van Electric Ghost, and we're talking about the dissonance of the Make Noise Mass module and the ability of the Make Noise Morphogene module to create newfound sounds or kind of granular synthesis, and the idea of taking field recordings or samples, and we like to take samples of our own material to create brand new sounds or brand new music. So we originally did this episode with the song Train Rolling to a Dead Stop. And that song used the Dark Ghost track Sonic Twin as the basis of the samples. And Sonic Twin is the Dark Ghost Volume 1 track we did back in 2017. There's a playlist on SoundCloud that has the full album as a project. If you go out under our SoundCloud at Fam Electric Ghost and you look for our playlist albums, you'll see Dark Ghost Volume 1. Sonic Twin is right there. Sonic Twin was an interesting song that took Roland 12-string guitar PCM patch or pad. They used it to create this guitar-focused song with the use of a DFAM from Moog. It was one of our first really good uses of the DFAM in a song, combining it with, so that's that full analog drum machine from Moog with a PCM pad of a 12-string guitar with, it's just the whole idea of the supernatural sounds that Roland comes up with. It gives you the character of the guitar. You can tell it's a keyboard, but it does have some characteristics when you play it of a 12-string guitar. And then we added an interesting synth horn section in at the end of the song. But the sample kind of just like takes the song and slows it way down to probably less than 30 BPM and into like a dirge. And then we use that as the base of the other song. So we've used it in a previous episode. We actually took the whole song to a 3-minute slowdown of the whole Song Twin song. For these two songs, Train Rolling to a Dead Stop, which it actually says training, and we got to fix that. On the master, I had it spelled wrong. Fixing that right now. So we took that song, we used it as a like a newfound sample, and brought it into the Morphogene. Used the ability to get to the grain, to get to the splice, and the actual character of the sample, and kind of did like the ability of Morphogene is to take anywhere in the sample and kind of merge it through the morph capability, where we'll actually start playing simultaneously parts of the song. So it could be playing like a middle part of the song with the beginning of the song or the end of the song, or like say it's a 3-minute sample at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, it's playing 1 minute, 20 seconds at the same time. So it's very cool in that effect. You get these really interesting kind of unexpected effects depending on how deep you set the controls. And it's kind of like an analog synth in terms of the controls, and it's more of what you hear is what you get. So that's what we like to use it for. In addition, we use the Make Noise Mass module to do some very interesting modulation to give very growling sound out of our Mother 32. So we'll use it a lot of times to add like LFO modulation to a square or triangle wave coming off the Mother 32 and to give it a lot more anger or power. And then, record it directly into a Zoom R24, which is our style recording, which we call, expansive sound or DAW-less recording. And we're able to get those immediate analog changes or control changes that we're doing on the Roland with the supernatural sounds, which you can do all kinds of different expressions on the keyboard and on the pitch bend and modulation wheel to trigger in real time types of things that you can record. And it's, a lot of new capabilities like the MC707 allows you to record all the parameters as you're recording, which is one of the reasons why you'd use a groove box like that or an Electron, or why you're going to use a Moog or, a Prophet synth, is because the nature of these synths is to immediately have access to everything that can make the music. And we like being able to do that in real time with our hardware synths. And what we've done is that the limitations of our set, it's not so bad when we got 1,300 sounds on our Juno. We've got the ability through subtractive synthesis on our Moogs and our Churias to create any kind of sound we want. And then we've got, the sampling on the Make Noise Morphogene, all the LFO capabilities we have, the really compositional nature of having an MX1 performance mixer lets you change the mix in real time. And then the System 1M, which is a analog behavioral modeling synth, can, is digital but behaves like analog. And it creates very interesting Roland history in terms of sound. And it's very atmospheric, and we use it a lot. It can be percussive sounds, it can be kind of ambient, like, sounds that you would hear in, just instrumental electronic music. And we like to bring that in. Now, part of what we like to do is not have a super clean, kind of punk aesthetic, indie, alternative feel to our music, going back to our love of bands like Husker Du and Joy Division, to give it in the Velvet Underground, to kind of give electronic music this kind of, CBGB feel, that it feels more like Sonic Youth, or it feels like, Trent Reznor, that it doesn't feel super clean and super, clear, that we want that kind of fuzziness, that kind of crackling of analog and non-perfect DAW-less recording. So Nowhere Dead Ender Dudes kind of takes Train Rolling to a Dead Stop and plays around with the modulation using the math to change it. You can kind of hear it's a similar song, and a lot of times we like to come at a song multiple ways, so it becomes a totally different song with a different emphasis, because the System 1M is not is present in Nowhere Dead Ender Dudes. If you check both songs, you can see there's some similarities in the structure. We did bring in the grandmother and played some interesting grandmother kind of point in time, playing with our oscillators. What we did do with the grandmother in this case, we actually took a Mother 32 VCA output and brought it into the noise generator to bring additional oscillator into it, and then we used the sample and hold circuit to create some interesting modulation, and we also used the modulation wheel to kind of turn on the sample and hold at different levels. So there's a lot of sonic playgrounds with these synths, and you can always get more synths, but given the fact that we've been out of work since February, we were doing IT work and then doing Uber work, and this COVID crisis pretty much put an end to us doing Uber. After doing Uber since 2016, we're pretty much out of that because it's too dangerous to do. And then we weren't able to get an IT gig until now. Now we're actually doing consulting. So one program note, we're only going to be able to interview indie bands from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night daily. On the weekends, we'll be able to interview bands from other countries. We're going to interview a Russian artist that we're going to talk to on Sunday, Daramos. So that will be at noontime, New York City time. Will be available around 2 p.m. Daramos is an interesting artist. It's mixed media female artist, Belarus, and she's got some really cool artwork and a lot of visual focus in her work. So you check out her Instagram, is Daramos, Darimos, Darimos. We will be talking to her on Sunday noontime. We will be available on our all of our podcast channels, 11 podcast providers, including Spotify and Apple Podcast, around 1 o'clock on Sunday. So again, if you're a band and you want to get interviewed by the Ghost, send us a voice memo with your Facebook username. Also, what you want to do is go to Phantom Electric Ghost on Facebook. So go to Facebook, Phantom Electric Ghost. You can send us a direct message there. Now, it's free if you want to do the audio podcast. But if you want to do the video podcast, we're asking $25 to do that video, because the video podcast is in real time on our Facebook channel. We will give you an MP4 once it's done and an MP3. We will also then rebroadcast it as an audio-only podcast on our 11 platforms through Anchor FM, and it will go on to YouTube as a video podcast and an audio podcast. So it's just a lot more work for us to do. It takes up more bandwidth, costs us more money to do it. So we're asking a minimum price of $25. If you go out there, you'll see that's a pretty low price for any kind of interview. And we do long form interviews up to an hour. Sometimes we've gone beyond an hour. So we ask for a bio and a promotional photo, and we hope that you're into that. Now, if you want to support us in other ways, that's a cool way to support us if you're a band. You get yourself an interview for $25, and you get media that you can share with all your fans on 11 platforms on the net, including video and audio. But the other thing you can do is actually go to our PayPal Me link and click that and donate whatever you want, or support us on Anchor FM. And that would be appreciated during this time. Though we are working, we are always trying to get new gear. We're trying to replace our Juno GI with a Phantom 7. We're also into looking at a Moog Matriarch, and we would like to get a UDO Super 6 and do a full review on it and actually use the Super 6 for a whole new project. So if somebody would like to hear what the Ghost sounds like, you like the Ghost and you want to see what would sound like, we have a binaural semi-hybrid FGPA synth with what we've got. You can help us with that fund. That's an over $3,000 synth. So we're asking people, we're probably going to try to see if we can set up a Patreon for that, but we do have a PayPal Me. So if you want to help us out with that, and, you know, people who help us with that project, we will give them a free album once we put that out. We'll probably go and create it through one of the things we'll probably do if we get people to go up with this new idea of getting a UDO Super 6 and we do a recording album with it, we will provide the people who back us on this, we'll provide them with a CD that we'll put out through Amazon.com, through TuneCore. And once the CD is available, you'll get a free CD if you donate more than $25 to that project. Again, the project is to get a UDO Super 6 and record an album, put it out through TuneCore, get an Amazon CD, and then you'll be able to get that Amazon CD for free. It'll probably be very limited edition because we usually don't sell too many of those, but you'll be able to be on the ground floor of that. So if you're interested in that support, get in touch with us again through any method. We're going to probably go and set up a Patreon for that shortly. But in the meantime, there's many ways you can go through, and we can take the method of using the PayPal Me link. And if you go to our profile on SoundCloud or our profile on Spotify, you can support us that way. And you can always send a note that you want to get in on the project to get a UDO Super 6 and get the album that we'll create from that. We'll be more formal about that in the future, make it real clear, but that's what we're looking for. Thank you very much. It's Phantom Electric Ghost signing off. Be socially distant, be creative, and stay safe out there.
Can't stop the train when the motorway's coming through. Can't take the pain when it's coming up on you. Can't take the train when the runway's going through. Can't take the pain when it's coming up on you. Can't drop a dime when it was standing on you. Can't take the time when you can't get it up through. Can't take the time when you know you got that through. Can't drop a dime when you want to spend on you. Can't stop the train when the runway's coming straight through. Can't stop the pain when it's coming up on you. Can't take the pain when it's coming up on you. Can't drop a dime when you know it's gonna spend on you. You wanna spend on the red and blue. You can't drop a dime when you wanna spend all you. Can't take the time when you can't give it up to me. Can't take the time when you know it's not on you. Can't take the time when you're all up on the news. Can't drop a dime when you want to spend all you. Can't take the time when you know up on loose. Can't take the time when you know you can't get up to. Can't drop the dime when you want to spend on loose. Can't stop the train, it's a runaway Honda. Can't stop the train, it's a runaway all the way through. Can't stop the pain when it's coming up on you. Can't stop the pain when the runaway do. Can't take the loss when it's coming up on you. Can't pay the cost when you know it's all true. Can't pay the loss when you're coming up on blue. Can't pay the cost when you're doing cold blue. Can't stop the train when it's runaway straight through. Can't take the pain when it's coming over you. Can't take the pain when it's gone through. Can't take the pain when it's coming up over you. I can't take the pain when it's coming all right through. straight through. Can't stop the train when it's a runaway straight through. Can't take the pain when it's coming on you. Can't stop the train when it's a runaway straight through. Can't take the pain when it's coming over you. Can't take the pain, you can't take it, dude. Can't take the train cause it's coming on straight through. And you know the pain is coming over you. Can't take the pain cause it's runaway straight through. And you turn blue. And you're fucking with that dude. And you turn blue. Because you're ripping up that dude. Can't take the pain cause it's coming on straight through. Can't take the train and you're stuck in a computer. Can't take the pain cause it's coming on straight through. Can't take the lane when you know that's not true. Can't switch the lane when you know it's not true. Can't switch the lane when you wanna come up blue. Can't switch the pain when you're coming over you. Can't switch the lane when it's coming over you. Can't take the pain when the train's coming straight through. Can't switch the lane when the pain's all blue. Can't take the train when you're coming on straight through. Can't switch the lane when it's coming over you. Can't switch the lane when it's coming over you. Can't stop the train cause the runaway coming through. Can't stop the pain cause it's coming over you. Can't switch the lane cause it's coming up cold blue. Yeah, do that dude. Coming up cold blue. Can't switch the lane cause we're coming up straight through. Can't stop the train cause we run away dude. Can't switch the lane cause we're coming up straight through. Can't take the pain cause it's coming over you. Can't take the pain cause it's coming over you. Can't switch the lane cause it's coming up all blue. Can't switch the lane cause it's coming over you. Can't stop the train, it's a runaway blue.